And welcome in to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball, playoff softball action here in Hobbs against Volcano Vista. We are a few minutes away from getting this one started. I'm Dawn Morgan, and along with TJ Miracle, welcome in to a one-and-done game. This is a play-in game, and you must win this game to move on to Albuquerque to the state tournament next week. This game is being brought to you on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. So thank you for watching and listening, and welcome in, TJ.
Well, thank you very much. And this game is presented under the authority of the New Mexico Activities Association, with rights granted exclusively to No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Gotta get the legal stuff in there.
Okay, we need to get that out of the way. We are just a few minutes away from getting this one started. The teams have taken warm-up. They're back in the dugouts. The umpire crew, which is a full 3-ump crew for this game, and that's, I think, good news, as you know, we're able to make sure that with an important game like this, I mean, everything, the outcome rides on this. So we want to make sure that we've got the official blue eyes, you know, on every part of the field for this game. The coaches are at the home plate meeting with the umps, and we have Coach Garcia for Volcano Vista. We have Coach Crossland for Hobbs. So, by the way, the Lady Eagles come into this one. They are seated higher. They are seated 7th, which is why we are here in Hobbs playing this one, because it's the home of the higher seed, or the home field for the higher seeds. Hobbs comes in seated 7th and Volcano Vista 10th. Now, Hobbs actually is ranked number 9 statewide in 5A, and Volcano Vista is ranked, Hobbs is ranked 8th, and Volcano Vista is ranked 9 in 5A. These two teams are actually very close. When you look at it on paper, Volcano Vista was 15-8 overall on their season, 3-5 in District 1 5A, but that is a killer district. That's with
It's a lot like this district.
Yeah, it's Cleveland, Rio Rancho, Cibola, and Albuquerque High. Hobbs is ranked, number 8 in 5A. They finished 2nd in District 4 5A behind Carlsbad. And Carlsbad, of course, the top team in the state, according to all the odds makers and the rankings and the seeding. So we are looking at probably a pretty good game, close game. Yes, Hobbs comes off of splitting a doubleheader with Carlsbad. Their final 2 regular seasons of the game, or games of the season, they beat Carlsbad 8-6 and then lost 12-1. But coming off of that, the win against Carlsbad, I think, giving the Hobbs Lady Eagles a big boost in confidence.
Well, it certainly has to, with the big win against the number 1 team in the state. And that win was big in more ways than just confidence, Dawn. The win in that game is really what got us this home game.
Right.
Because if Hobbs does not split with Carlsbad, they are the 3rd team in the district with the tiebreaker, and we're probably playing Roswell High today instead of Volcano Vista, and we're probably in Roswell instead of here. So that was a huge game.
It was. And we're very happy to be here hosting a home game and welcoming our visitors and viewers from Volcano Vista for what promises to be a very good game. As we look, we have partly cloudy skies. This has been a very hot day. It is a little breezy. We have winds about 15 miles an hour, gusting stronger at times from right to left across as we look out from the northeast to the southwest. Here is how our booth is situated above the field. So we do have a good afternoon for softball. Not too windy, but enough to give you a breeze when you work up a sweat. And the girls will definitely be sweating a little bit this afternoon, of course, and giving it everything they've got. So I think both teams probably just want to know they leave it all on the field, however it falls. And of course, we certainly hope our Hobbs Lady Eagles are moving on to play at the state tournament. The winner of this game, by the way, will move on to play against the winner of the Centennial Cibola game next Thursday at 11 a.m. at Cleveland. So, and that's a number 15 and number 15 matchup there. Centennial seated 2nd in the state, just behind Carlsbad, and Cibola is ranked 15th. They're seated 15th, and that is definitely, it's not a foregone conclusion, but certainly it looks like Centennial would be the winner of that game.
Well, you would certainly have to think so. Centennial having a very good year. And, you mentioned, 2 fairly evenly matched teams on paper, both of them going through extremely tough districts. And, I think the key today for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and it's something that, they've had a little problem with from time to time this year, is getting the bats going early. Sometimes it seems like it takes them a time or even a time and a half through the lineup to kind of start figuring out the opposing pitcher and to start getting a little wood on the ball.
Right.
They cannot afford to fall behind early in this game. I have a feeling Volcano Vista being in a district much like ours, if they smell blood in the water, it could become a very long afternoon, very quick.
Hobbs girls are 17-9 overall, 7-5 in district. And we'll take a break now for the playing of our national anthem. Back with the Lady Eagles softball.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student-athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. PR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we are just about ready to get this one underway. We will go down the rosters and introduce our teams to you as they get introduced and announced out on the field. And, just remind you that the winner, this is a must-win situation. The winner of this game moves on, and the loser season is done. Once they reach Albuquerque, that's a double elimination situation, and they will be assured of at least 2 games. And as we speak, the Hobbs baseball boys are just in the field behind us, and Hobbs baseball is a different situation. The baseball teams have a 3-game series, best of 3 series. The first game tonight, the second one tomorrow morning at 11, and if necessary, one more game after that. But once they reach the state tournament in Albuquerque, then it's one and done. I mean, they do not have a double elimination tournament, single elimination at that point. So that's how the baseball and the softball differs and kind of evens out when you think about it.
Well, it certainly does. So, best of luck to the Hobbs Eagles. That is on HobbsAmerica.com as well. Ty Friend on the field behind us doing that on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. So getting ready for that as the ladies getting ready for the opening of this one.
So we'll run down the batting lineup really quickly for our visiting Volcano Vista ladies. Number 5, batting first is number 5, Shea Saladin, the center fielder. Batting second is number 8, Kylie Taft, the right fielder. Batting third is number 1, Ana Armijo, the shortstop. Batting fourth is number 11, J.C. Johnson, the catcher. Batting fifth is number 10, Dana Herrera, the pitcher. Batting sixth is number 18, Keegan Whiteman, who is the third baseman. Batting seventh is number 6 Arnold, your second baseman. Batting eighth, number 4, Mackenzie Vela, who is your left fielder. And batting ninth is number 7, Michaela Mario, your first baseman. On the mound for Hobbs, starting pitcher is Medina. Behind the plate, Rodriguez. Garcia on first, Young on second. Candace Harrison on third. Cantu at shortstop. Cameron Harrison in left. Ralston in center. Chavez in right. And the ump has announced play ball. So coming up first is number 5, Shea Saladin, your leadoff hitter, batting from the left side of the plate and playing center field. First pitch is in, and it is going to be outside for ball 1. Call ball, and gets by Rodriguez, but of course nobody on, so no problem. 1-0 the count now on Saladin. By the way, we say thank you very much to our sponsors for helping bring this broadcast to you. Second pitch is in, and it is going to be just outside for ball 2. Saladin threw the bat down, showed bunt briefly, but pulled it back up. So 2-0 the count on Saladin. Medina on the mound for Hobbs, and that's going to be a hit and go right to Cantu. She takes about one step forwards for a soft line drive for the first out. So 3 pitches in, and we've got 1 out. Pretty efficient so far, TJ.
Well, it certainly is, and that's what you want to see. Medina maybe just a little bit nervous starting the game. The first 2 pitches well outside, but that third pitch right in there and good fielding behind her. That's going to be key today, too, is limit the errors.
Hobbs played a very tight game against Carlsbad that first game when they beat them, and they actually played a very tight defensive game the second game as well, and no errors. I believe they had 1 error in one of those games and no error in the other game, and really great defense has been a hallmark of this team this season as well. First pitch to Kylie Taff, right fielder. Second one up was a ball, so 1-0 the count on Taff. And the second pitch comes in a little low and outside as well. 2-0 the count. By the way, Taff has a .521 batting average for Volcano Vista and 8 stolen bases. So she's good at getting on base and then stealing bases once she's on. And that's slapped. It's going to be a base hit out in shallow right field going over Young's head, but coming in on it is Chavez and fielding that about as well as you can. Gets on it, throws it into second, and holds Taff to a single. So Taff with a single to right field, puts a runner on, 1 out, 1 on. And coming up to the plate, number 1, Ana Armijo, shortstop, batting third, right-handed batter. So 1 out, and no score in this one yet. And that's going to be called strike 1. So nice pitch as Medina seems to be settling in. It looks like she's finding her rhythm and settling in. 0-1 count now on Armijo. Hobbs is going to have to really work. And this one's going to be popped up high and out of play off to our left. So that will be strike 1 and even up the count. Hobbs with a base runner and a fast one with, with 8 stolen bases on the season. And you know that Taft can get around those bases quickly. It's 0-2 the count now. 0-2. 0-2 the count. Oh, and a call, strike 3. And Armijo didn't like that. But with 2 strikes on her, she needed to be swinging at anything close, protecting the plate. So that is going to be a strikeout. And the second out now for Hobbs. So 1 on. There are 2 outs, 1 on. And cleanup hitter, number 11, J.C. Johnson, the catcher, to the plate. And she hits at the first one she sees, swings and gets a piece of it, fouls it back.
Took a big swing at that. I think she was trying to make this a 2-0 game on one swing of the bat.
Yeah, trying to take that fence, looking for the fence with that one. Becomes strike instead. So 2 outs, 0-1 count, 1 runner on first base. Hobbs looking to try to get that third out quickly and get back and get into the dugout and try to get their bats going and get around. So 1 ball, 1 strike now, as that was high and outside. So Johnson has hit 10 home runs this season. And and that's going to be a fair ball, as that is a hot grounder right over third base, and it rolls all the way out to the fence. Chasing that was Cameron Harrison, threw it in, but not before the very speedy Taft makes it all the way around. So, and that's going to be a stand-up double for J.C. Johnson. So a smoking hot grounder right down the third base line is going to score 1 for Volcano Vista and to put them up 1-0 so far.
It's just a run, nothing to really worry about, as if we will have a courtesy runner check in the game for the catcher, and that'll be, looks like Lola Tanner.
So an RBI double puts the catcher Johnson on second, and then it's going to be Lola Tanner from the bench in running. So she is on second in scoring position. 2 outs, though, and number 10, Dana Herrera, the pitcher, up to the plate.
So now important for Hobbs not to get rattled. Okay, you've given up a couple hits, you've given up a run. No big deal. Just go ahead and concentrate on this batter at the plate.
A right-handed batter. And takes the first one, smacks at it. I think that's going to go foul. Off to the left, out of play for strike 1. So the count 0-1. But these Volcano Vista girls are standing up there, and a lot of them are swinging at the first pitch they see.
Yeah, if they see something good, they definitely are going for it. Looks like Coach Garcia has probably been watching film and tape and said, okay, if you get one, you've got to go ahead and go for it.
They're being aggressive at the bat, being aggressive, and that's going to hit the plate for ball one. So 1-1 the count. It's Volcano Vista, of course, making that drive down from Albuquerque, knowing that they've certainly got a shot at this. And the Lady Eagles, with the advantage of a home game, looking at just trying to play their game, dig in, and win this one. Oh, and there's a long pop fly to center. Ralston's under it, and she catches that. So third out, a fly out to center field, ends the at-bat for Volcano Vista. They do manage to put one run across, though. One run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. Lady Eagles are coming up to bat, and we'll be back with more of Lady Eagles softball action on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Switch to TDS. Pair fast internet with strong Wi-Fi for the ultimate online experience. Choose from speeds starting at 300 meg all the way up to 1 gig. Plus, blanket every corner of your home with TDS Wi-Fi Plus. Trust TDS to provide you with the best services at the best prices. Just ask our customers, who are voting us best internet provider in many of the communities we serve. Visit hellotds.com to learn more. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, along with TJ Miracle. In the top of the first inning, the Volcano Vista girls put on one. They had 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. So we are going to go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles, with their first at-bat, they want to get that run back and then maybe get even more. They're going to have to try to get as far ahead of Volcano Vista and stay ahead as they can. So they got a little makeup work to do as they come up to bat here, and it will be number 13, Kaya Boyle, your leadoff batter. She's a designated player. And number 8, Marissa Young, your second baseman, is on deck. Number 3, Cameron Cantu, your shortstop, is in the hole, followed by cleanup hitter number 16, Carissa Garcia, your first baseman, and followed by Chavez, Cameron Harrison, Rodriguez, Ralston, Candace Harrison, and that's the batting lineup for Hobbs. Number 11, Yadisela Medina, your pitcher, is the flex player and not batting. Herrera is on the mound for Volcano Vista. Johnson behind the plate. Mario on first. Arnold on second. Whiteman on third. Armijo is at short. Vela in left. Saladin center. And Taff in right. First pitch in on Kaya Boyle, and it is a ball. 1-0 is the count. Kaya leadoff batter, and quick when she's on base as well. And that is going to hit the outside corner and call strike 1. So Boyle, watch that.
And a little bit interesting, in warm-ups, Herrera pretty much just threw off-speed and changeup, and now she comes and brings the heat.
She has a 4.64 earned run average. And that's going to be on the corner as well. This ump is calling the outside corner, and that's something Medina can keep in mind and maybe work to her favor when she's back on the mound for Hobbs. This gives a 1-2 count against Boyle, who's got to protect the plate now. Try to get on and get something started for Hobbs. That's going to be 2 outside for ball number 2. So evens up the count, 2-2. Boyle, first batter for Hobbs. They trail 1-0 here at their first at bat, and they are known as a hitting team. And they certainly do hit and put runners on base. It's getting them around and in with timely hitting that can sometimes be a challenge. And Boyle, way in front of that one, hits it over to the left, out of play for just strike 2. It remains 2-2 the count.
Herrera took a little bit off of that one and moved it inside. I think kind of had Kaya looking on the outside corner where really Herrera and Johnson had been concentrating, and she just got around and inside on it a little quick.
Right. So the 2-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be outside, well outside for ball number 3. So the count is full now on Kaya Boyle. Boyle is recovering from, I believe she's got a leg injury she's been nursing. That's why she is batting only. And the hot grounder is going to go. Armijo can only slide over and knock it down. No play on that, and that is not an error. That was a hard hit ball, and she was lucky to get to it to knock it down. So that is going to be a single for Boyle, who works at 2-2 count into being on first base. And number 8, Marissa Young, your second baseman, up to the plate. She is a left-handed batter and hits at the first one. She sees it's a pop-up. Going over for it is Armijo, drifting over well behind third base and out, in fact, in foul territory, and she grabs it. So Young, again, pops up the first pitch she sees, and it's out one, and that's going to bring up number 3, Cameron Cantu, your shortstop, to the plate. So a pop out to the shortstop, but Boyle sits on first base. Still a possible a base runner and a possible score for Hobbs, but Hobbs has really got to work to bring batters in, not just put them on base. So 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 your score. Hobbs trailing. First pitch is well outside for ball 1 on Cantu. 1-0 the count. Boyle still on first, dancing off a little bit, and Johnson behind the plate giving her an eye, but no throw down. Of course, Johnson behind the plate. Herrera on the mound for Volcano Vista, and that is going to be low and outside for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count.
And now's when you've got to be really careful because they're moving your eyes outside. Look for it to come back in. We've seen it a couple of times already.
And maybe even with a little change-up, take some speed off of it. So got to be aware. And yep, she comes in with a fastball right down the middle, but there wasn't just a lot of heat on that, and Cantu smoked it foul down the third base line for strike number 1. So 2-1 is the count, but Cantu has a really good gauge on that now. But there was a little that wasn't a full-on fastball, and I think Cantu was waiting for a really great over-the-plate ball to hit. That's going to hit the outside corner, and yes, that is a call. That looked like a strike to me, and it's a call strike. The ump, and I believe I may have seen this ump in action before, and he calls the corners, especially that outside corner. And that is a swing and catches a piece of it, so your count remains 2-2 as Cantu protecting the plate, swinging at that one. It was going, I think it was maybe going to slide just a little to the outside, but it could have clipped the corner, so Cantu protecting the plate. Couldn't really develop it into a hit, swung a little bit late on it. Boyle still sitting on first, 1 out. Hobbs would like to move that runner around and in. That's going to be 2 outside as Johnson really tried to frame that up and see if the ump would buy that as a strike. He said no. So the count is full now with 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 your score. Volcano List. And he did. He called that. Wow. Okay. I didn't see his hand go up. Did you?
I didn't either.
I think we all were surprised at this one. Okay. So a call, strike 3, and the Hobbs faithful giving the ump a little trouble here. Coach Crossland wants to know what was going on. He didn't see it signaled as a strike either.
There was no signal on that strike.
He is respectfully asking the ump and getting some information, I guess, but. So we have a little stoppage in the game while that happens. Coming up next for Hobbs is going to be 16, Carissa Garcia. She is your cleanup hitter for Hobbs, and Garcia has hit 11 home runs this year. So she is in the cleanup position for good reason, playing first base for Hobbs in this game. So the ump said it stands. 2 outs. 2 outs. And, of course, the count fresh. That's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count on Garcia with 2 outs, 1 on. Boyle still on first. And that pitch is going to be well outside for ball 2.
Not sure you're going to see him really give Carissa a lot to tee off on just because they know she can change the complexion of the game with one swing.
Probably going to keep it well outside, or at least she's not going to give her anything that's not just right on the edge or the corner of the outside. And it wouldn't surprise me if this actually is almost an intentional walk. We'll see. Yeah, it is an intentional walk, basically. So they know Garcia. They can see the stats like we can, and they know Garcia's reputation. So that is an intentional walk, actually. And that moves Boyle to second, Garcia on first. And 2 outs, runners on first and second. It's a gamble by Volcano Vista, and Hobbs really wants to make them pay for that gamble. Edith Chavez, your right fielder, up at the plate, and that pitch is going to be low for ball number 1. It was over the plate, but it was low. So runners on first and second. Hobbs needs to get a 2-out rally going here, get some timely hitting and move the runners around. They need to at least tie this as soon as they can and maybe go ahead of Volcano Vista. The second pitch is going to hit the outside corner. Yes, he is going to call that all day long because that clipped the outside corner. He's a little generous, I will say that, but he's consistent. In his generosity. I mean, he is generous on that outside corner, but he usually calls it both ways. And that is going to be inside for ball number 2. So 1-2 is going to be the count. 1-2 your count, or 2-1 your count rather. 2-1. This book is backwards from the other book that I've been using, and so I'm marking it one way and looking at it, trying not to say it that way. All right, and that's a 3-1 count now. So 3-1 as Herrera's teammates come in and just give her a little encouragement. 3-1 the count on Chavez, the right fielder for Hobbs. And that is going to be a strike, although it was a changeup. Herrera took a little speed off of that, just like she did against Cantu, and ended up getting a strikeout. So let's hope Chavez will beware as that now runs the count full on Chavez. 2 outs, runners up first and second. Hobbs would really not want to leave those runners stranded.
If nothing else, get the walk and keep the line moving.
Yeah. That's going to be a hit. It's a high pop fly going into left field. It's out of here. It's gone. And we have a 3-run home run by Edith Chavez, and that puts Hobbs up 3-1 rather, a 2-run lead over Volcano Vista. I didn't think when that left the bat, I didn't think it had the oomph to make it over the fence, but it did. It was a high fly ball right over left center field, right over near the flagpole for Hobbs, as a matter of fact. So a beautiful home run, a 3-run home run for Edith Chavez, cleans off the bases and puts Hobbs up by 2 runs, and even more importantly, keeps the inning alive, this at-bat alive, as number 7, Cameron Harrison, your left fielder, up to the plate for Hobbs.
And you mentioned a little bit of a gamble for the coach for Volcano Vista,
in walking Garcia.
To walk Garcia to go after Chavez, and Chavez said, okay, you're afraid of Carissa parking? Well, I'll just do it for her.
And that's right. Sometimes gambles pay off, and sometimes they don't. And that one did not pay off for Volcano Vista. It did for Hobbs. So really a beautiful hit. And as I said, Hobbs did make Volcano Vista pay for that one. Harrison, first pitch is in, and it's a ball. So 1-0 the count. And a hit is going to be fouled off to the right, out of play, to even the count at 1-1. Again, you're watching, listening to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. We welcome you in. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we've got a good game. It's early. It's in the bottom of the first inning, but already the score 2-1, 2 outs. And Harrison at bat. She hits one, a high fly ball going out to right field. Taff is under it, and that ends Hobbs at bat. Harrison gave it a ride and a try, but a fly out to position 9 in the book for third out ends Hobbs' chances. Not before they put 3 runs on the board on 1-2 hits. No errors, and nobody left on. We're going to go to the top of the second with more Lady Eagles softball coming up on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs would like to remind you to make Thriftway and La Tienda your #1 stop for all your grocery specials. Find great specials and deals on all your favorite grocery items from meat to garden fresh produce. Be sure to check out their private label canned goods. For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Thriftway and La Tienda, both proud supporters of Lee County Athletics.
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and welcome in to Sportsman's, the Veterans Memorial Complex. This field doesn't really have a name, and I guess it's the Hobbs softball field. But we are here, and in the top of the second inning, we're going to watch Volcano Vista come up to the bat. In the bottom of the first, Hobbs put 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. First pitch is in to the leadoff hitter in this at-bat, number 18, Keegan Whiteman, your third baseman, and the first pitch is in, and it is going to be a ball. So 1-0, the count on Whiteman. I wrote her down as Whitman first. I keep calling her that, but I think the lineup says Whiteman. I think there's an E in there. So second ball is a ball. 2-0 is the count. As Medina on the mound for Hobbs, Rodriguez behind the plate, Garcia at first, Young at second, Candace Harrison at third, Cantu at short, Cameron Harrison in left, Ralston center, Chavez in right. And this pitch is in. It's going to be a call strike on the inside corner. So good to know. The ump is not just calling him. He's calling at the knees. He's calling the low end of the strike zone, and he's calling both corners. So batters beware, and pitchers also can use that knowledge to work that ball a little bit more around the edges and nibble at these hitters. And there's a hit. It's going to be falling out between right and center. Ralston comes over from center field to get in on that to keep Whiteman at first. So a single is going to put Whiteman on first base, give Volcano Vista a runner with no outs. That brings up 6 Arnold, your second baseman.
Who also happens to wear number 6. And
Yes.
the way she spells her name, I'm wondering if her parents may be Motley Crue fans, like
I
Nikki
wonder,
Sixx.
like Nikki Sixx. I thought of that when I saw that. It's Sixx Arnold. She is number 6, plays, and she bats 7th. And that's going to come in at eye level. It's a riser. Good speed on that for Medina. She just needs to lower that a little, unless she meant to throw a riser and to see if Arnold would chase at that. But it is a ball. So 1-0 the count. 1 runner on, no outs. We're here in the top of the second inning. Hobbs leads 3-1. There's a smoker, a hot grounder. Oh, over to third base. And you know, it was so quick. It got to her so quick. Candace Harrison made a great stop on that ball, and then she turned and threw, and Young was doing the right thing, but she just wasn't quite at the base yet, and she had to sort of lunge for that, and she wasn't able to keep that in her glove, so she dropped that. So unfortunately, I got to write that down as an error, and I think it's an error not at the throw, but on the catch. So
yeah, that
E4
is right.
is going to put Arnold on and move Whiteman over, and brings up number 4, Mackenzie Vela, the left fielder, up to the bat. She shows bunt, lays down a beautiful one. And you know what? It's interesting. I'm not sure that's. I guess it's allowed, but she dropped the bat right next to the ball, and that makes it harder to field, and I believe that's exactly what the ump. And you know what? He's bringing her back. He's going to say, is he bringing her back?
Interference since a strike one.
And so he's, or is she going to be called out?
No, I think he's just going to. I think they're going to say strike
they're
one.
conferring. She was headed to the dugout. Number 4, Arnold, was headed to the dugout. She understood that he was calling her out because of interference, of deliberate interference, dropping the bat. She dropped the bat right where and it was a good bunt. Yeah, and they're going to call her out.
So out on interference.
So out on interference is the first out. And so
wipe out the single,
right,
wipe out bases loaded, and move everybody back where they were.
And that is Vela. I was calling her Arnold, but that was Arnold. And now this is actually Vela, number 7, coming up to the plate, right?
Marujo.
Okay. Yes, Marujo. So Arnold was out.
No, Arnold
stands at first. Yes, I've just got to. Yeah, Arnold is up on she reached on the error, and Vela was called out because of interference. So I just put my 1 out on the wrong box. Vela is out. And number 7, Michaela Marijo, your first baseman, up to the plate. And the first ball swung out and sent out of play to the left for strike 1. So 0-1 the count on Marijo. And that's nice. As a good change of Medina thinking, hey, I can work the corner just as well. And she does. She puts a floater in on the outside corner and is way ahead in this count against Marujo, the bottom of the order, 0-2. So bottom of the order, batting ninth, Marujo. And this ball comes in, and it is a ball. But she's got a few pitches to give here. Still ahead of the count, 1-2. Pitcher's count. With runners at first and second still, but now one out because of that interference. And this is a swinging bunt. It's a little blooper to Harrison, and Harrison has to come in. And that's the advantage. When you hit a little swinging bunt, as I call them, it's a blooper. You haven't laid down the bat as a bunt. So that doesn't give your third or first baseman a chance to come in and get a jump on that. So by the time Harrison came in on it, there was no throw. Marujo is safe at first. Marujo is safe at first, and that loads up the bases. So runners on first, second, and third. Top of the order with Shea Saladin, left-handed batter, up to the plate. And that is going to be just a bit outside for call ball. Ball one. So 1-0 the count, one out, top of the second. Hobbs leading 3-1, but bases are loaded. A force on any base. And there is a high fly ball. It's a pop. It's right on the line, actually in foul territory. Candace Harrison fields that just behind third base. So Marujo pops out to the third baseman.
Saladin.
Saladin pops out to the third baseman for the second out. That brings up number 8, Kylie Taff, the right fielder, to the plate. She had a single and scored her first time up. So now bases are loaded still. And the first is a call, strike. Nice fastball right down the corner, right down the center, and on the low end of the zone. I would say right at the knees. And a beautiful pitch. So 0-1 is the count on Taft. 2 strikes now. A force on any base. And there's a high fly ball. It's going to second base. Young drifting over. She catches it. And that is the third out. So Volcano Vista threatens but comes up empty as there were no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left on base. Hobbs made them leave them loaded. So we're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. Hobbs leading this one 3-1, and we'll be back with more Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least 1 adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least 1 adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
And welcome back to Lady Eagles softball and on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the first, Volcano Vista scored no runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 3 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the second with Hobbs leading 3-1. And it's the bottom of the order. Up first is number 20, Anaya Rodriguez. On deck is Ralston. In the hole is Harrison. And the first pitch came in, it was a ball. Second one is also a ball, so 2-0 is the count. 2-0 the count, no outs. Hobbs leads by 2 runs. They'd like to increase that lead here. And Rodriguez cuts it 1, hits it on the inside of the, on the bottom of the bat, very close to her hands. And she's a left-handed batter. Got around on it just a little bit late, and it was inside, so she fouled it off to the left out of play. So 2-1 is your count on Rodriguez. It's her first plate appearance, and the fastball comes in over the plate. She swings at that one as well. She's a little more in front of that, but still fouls it off out of play to the left for strike 2. So we're even at 2. 2-2. Hobbs again really wants to get something going. They're up by 2, but with a team that's aggressive at the bat and capable, like Volcano Vista, Hobbs wants to try to put as many insurance runs on the board as they can. So Rodriguez, one of the big sticks for Hobbs, is up to the plate. Left-handed batter. She's the catcher for Hobbs, so a good eye. And that one she swings at, gets even more of a piece of it, but fouls it off out of play to the left again. So count remains 2-2. No outs. Bottom of the second inning, nobody on. And Hobbs has a 2-run lead. 3-1 is your score. This is a one-and-done game. Battle of 7th-seeded Hobbs against 10th-seeded Volcano Vista. The winner moves on to Albuquerque and will play the winner of the Centennial Cibolet game next Thursday at 11 a.m. at Cleveland. Hobbs would like to be that team. And there's a nice hit, a fly ball, and it is over the fence. It just sneaked over by maybe a foot out there between left and center, not far from where Chavez hit her home run. And that is a solo homer that is going to put Hobbs up by 3 runs now, as 4-1 is your score. And Rodriguez fouls off 3 and then finally gets one that she likes right down the middle, and she plowed it, just put it out there over the fence right near the flagpole. So a solo homer for Rodriguez means that there is a meeting in the circle now. I wanted to call it the mound. I think I'm never going to get used to calling it the circle, I think. But
old habits.
Coach Garcia going out to the circle. He's not making any changes right now, I don't think.
And a quick update from the field behind us over at Sportsman's Park. The Hobbs Eagles in the top of the second, leading Las Cruces 2-1 in the first game of that 3-game series.
All right. And good news here for Hobbs fans so far. We're early in the game still, as we're in the bottom of the second inning. Hobbs is leading, though, 4-1. No outs, nobody on. Number 5, Kylie Ralston, center fielder, up to the plate. She's batting in the 8th spot.
Number 5, Kylie Ralston.
Number 10, Candace Harrison, third baseman, up on deck. And that ball comes in low and outside for ball 1. Ralston is a left-hander. She plays a very good center field for Hobbs, and she had really good, 2 great games, really, not just good, but great games against Carlsbad in the final 2 games of the regular season for Hobbs, one of which they won 8-6, a real feather in their cap, knocking off the number 1 ranked team in the state. So,
and the only boo-boo on Carlsbad's record for the season.
That's right, spoiled their perfect season and their perfect district record. So 1-1 is the count now, as Ralston caught a piece of that and sent it over toward the Volcano Vista dugout. And this one comes in. It's outside for ball number 2. So 2-1 the count. And Herrera took a little off of that as well, but Ralston did not offer. A fastball coming right over the center of the plate, maybe just a little on the inside. Cuts at it and again spoils it off to the left, as it was a fastball and she was a little behind that. So Herrera doing a good job of varying her speeds and pitches, trying to keep Hobbs really off of, kind of off center, but Hobbs nibbling and nibbling, doing a good job hitting, and she hits that one. That's going to be a little line drive. I thought she caught it out right, but on Miho, I think maybe it was just right in front of her glove. She picks it up and tosses it over 6-3 for out number 1. That brings up number 10, Candace Harrison, your third baseman, up to the plate. She is your bottom of the lineup batter, but she is a capable hitter. She also had a couple of good games against Carlsbad, and she was hitting, and they expected a weak hitter in that number 9th slot, but Harrison pulled her weight in those games. She comes up with 1 out, and a grounder is going to be a hot one. Armijo gets it, and I don't know how she stopped at number 1. She laid her body out, then she set up, and then she threw and made a darn good throw for being under pressure over to first base. But Harrison, it was not a perfect throw. It did pull off Morijo off of the plate, off of the base, and it gave Harrison a chance to get in there safely. So an infield hit.
Second infield single of the ball game.
That's right, an infield hit, a single for Harrison, puts her on first, brings up top of the lineup Kaya Boyle to the plate. And that is going to be a sizzling fastball, is going to miss outside for ball number 1. So 1, and if I can adjust my scorebook, man, it's very stubborn. So 1 out, and that's a hit. It's going to go right between a hot grounder, right between kind of a combination of a line drive and grounder, right between second and first base. But well played by Taff, who sends it in, throws to second, but Harrison in safely, and Boyle on first with a nice single. That's 2 singles in a row for Boyle, and she crossed the plate as well. Now runners at first and second for Hobbs, just the 1 out. Fresh count, fresh batter. It's Marissa Young, your second baseman, and that is going to be out. That's going to be a call strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 the count on Young.
And we talked about it in the pregame show about Volcano Vista smelling blood in the water. If Hobbs can smell it, and they can take advantage big times.
And Young shows bunt, pulls her bat back, and then it gets out of the glove of Johnson, and that is going to advance both runners. So Marissa Young doing her job, distracting the catcher a little bit, kind of screening her out. And Young pulls her bat back in time. No, she doesn't. Yeah, she does. It's a ball. So 1-1 is your count. She did pull it back in time. 1-1 your count. So runners now at second and third. And I guess there was a bit of a question. Coach Garcia came out. I don't know what he was questioning, but we're back to play ball status. So runners on second and third for Hobbs now. 1 out. So swing and caught a piece of that. Foul tipped for strike 2. 1-2. 1 out. 2 on. Bottom of the second. Hobbs leading. Now the score 4-1. And this one and done play in to the state tournament. And there a swing and a miss is strike 3. But Young goes down swinging. And that's just the second out. So Hobbs still has an opportunity to move those runners in. So we will go to a fresh count. 2 outs. And number 3, Cameron Cantu, your shortstop, up to the plate. She struck out her first time up. This is her second plate appearance. She's 0-for-1 and due. Hobbs would love to have her either on base, working a walk, or helping bring runs in. And the first is a call, strike 1 off the outside corner. And a little bit of speed taken off. Herrera on the mound for Volcano Vista. Johnson behind the plate. That's still your battery. Cantu looking at this pitch. It's high and outside for ball 1, so evens the count. 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Hobbs. They're up by 3, but they would like to increase that lead here. Murillo on first. Arnold on second. Whiteman on third, Armijo at short, Vela in left, Saladin in center, Taff in right for Volcano Vista. And that is going to be high and outside for ball number 2. So 2-1 the count now. 2-1. Herrera has given up 2 homers. 1 in the first at bat, the second earlier in this at bat for Hobbs, and that's going to come in as a ball 2. So 3-1. 3-1 the count.
So now it's time for Hobbs to smell blood in the water. Keep the line moving and see if you can put your foot on their throat.
3-1. And that's going to, just missed the inside corner. I really felt like that must have been a little bit low. It looked like it clipped the corner from here. So a walk, and that's the first walk that Herrera has issued in this game. But Hobbs will take it because it puts Cantu on first and now loads the bases for Hobbs and brings up number 16, Carissa Garcia, the first baseman. And unless Herrera kind of intentionally walked her the first time up, I don't think she's going to do that here. And that clips the outside corner, though, so Garcia has to be ready because the ump is definitely calling those corners. Looks like Herrera, she'll be forced to pitch to her. She doesn't want to walk one across the plate. So 0-1 the count on Garcia. 2 outs, bases loaded. And that's going to be outside for ball number 1.
I still don't think that Herrera's going to give Garcia anything to really look at. She's going to try and nibble. But
she's going to try to throw strikes right on the corners maybe, just not give her anything she can tear into. And that's going to miss outside for ball number 2. So this is a dilemma. I mean, you got bases loaded. This is a batter you don't want to pitch to, but you really can't afford to walk her. So what do? You've got to call on control. And if you're a pitcher that has very good control, you can do the job. but this one is picked up, and yeah, it's going to be out in the field. It's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. So, yes, as that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Garcia, who took a little pitch that was kind of not really going to be a strike and went ahead and made that. I think that was going to be an inside ball, but she decided, nope, she could create a nice single, a shallow single out there over the second baseman, and Garcia does it. And then she will be on first, so that does score Harrison from third. It scores Boyle from second. Boyle very speedy. It puts Cantu on third and Garcia on first. So runners at the corners for Hobbs as 2 more score. It's 6-1 now. And 0-1 is the count on Edith Chavez. She hit the 3-run homer her first time at bat. And she clips that one. It's going to fall in, I think. It's trouble. Oh, no.
Got it.
As she was robbed. Oh, man, that was going to fall in. I was going to call that a Texas leaguer in shallow right field, but Taft ran up on it and caught it with the end of her glove. She dove for it. That's a highlight reel catch right there, and it robbed Chavez. But Hobbs manages to put a couple more runs on the board. So we will have 3 runs that they scored in this inning. And we will be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. They lead this one 6-1 on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student-athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. BR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
And welcome back to Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the bottom of the second inning, Hobbs puts 3 runs on the board on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. And we go to the top of the third inning. Volcano Vista batting. And number 1, Ana Armijo, your shortstop, up at the plate. Nope. Number 1. That's right, Armijo. She struck out her first time up, so she's 0 for 1, and the first pitch is in, and it is a strike. So 0-1 the count on Armijo. Hobbs leading this one 6-1 now. Oh, there's a long high fly ball. I think that's out of here. That's out of here. Yes, it is. It's gone over deep left field, and that's a solo homer for Armijo, and that gives Volcano Vista another run, but Hobbs still leads 6-2. But, of course, Volcano Vista out of the dugout to congratulate Armijo on her solo homer. And she hit the second pitch she saw.
Well, she is the number 3 hitter, and generally your 3, 4, 5 are going to be your biggest bats. And so Armijo just took advantage of a pitch that Medina probably left a little bit too much over the plate and got a piece of it and took it out of here.
That brings up number 11, J.C. Johnson, your catcher, to the plate. She had an RBI double and got stranded her first time up. So she comes up to the plate, nobody on base, and swings and catches a piece of the first one, and it just goes right in front of the catcher for strike 1. 0-1 the count. So Johnson 1 for 1, second plate appearance. She has hit 10 home runs this season, and she hits a grounder going to Cantu. Cantu picks it up, fields that easily. It was a choppy little grounder. That was not just a foregone conclusion that Cantu would be able to do that. She had to really watch that ball and to field that cleanly. 6-3 for the first out. So still nobody on, 1 out. And that brings up number 10, Dana Herrera, the pitcher, to the plate. She had a fly out to center field her first time up, so she is 0 for 1. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third, and 6-2 is your score now. Hobbs leading. First pitch is in, low for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. On a beautiful Friday afternoon, the winner of this game moves on to the double elimination state tournament and we'll play next Thursday in Cleveland. And that was going to be inside. Herrera teeing off on that, swinging way early, way out in front of that, as Medina putting up a little an off-speed pitch right over the inside corner. Herrera fouls it off to the left, out of play. So that will be strike one. 1-1 the count now on the pitcher, Dana Herrera. It brings number 18, Keegan Whiteman, is on deck, and Medina throwing a changeup. Took a lot of speed off of that, and it died early. It hit the plate for ball 2. 2-1 the count now, as Whiteman on deck and Arnold in the hole. And a nice pitch. It was going to be a call strike, and that one is going to go deep left. Cameron Harrison was shading over, playing that one close to the line and ready for it. She picks it up, kind of booted it just a little bit. I don't think that would have had a difference. That was a deep ball that allowed Herrera, who's pretty quick, to get to second base. So she's got to stand up double, and she is on second base in scoring position with Keegan Whiteman, your third baseman, up to the plate. 1 out, 1 on in scoring position. 1 out, 1 on.
Keegan Whiteman.
So now it's going to be important for the Lady Eagles to buckle down, don't get rattled, and just go ahead and worry about the batter.
That's right. And hits the first pitch she sees, a grounder to Cantu. Cantu has to wait as Herrera runs in front of her, but Cantu was not phased. She's kept her eye on the ball, didn't let Herrera screen that one out, and picked that up and made a great throw. Good catch by Garcia at first for the second out, and Herrera makes it to third, but number 6 Arnold, your second baseman, up to the plate now with 2 outs.
6 Arnold.
2 outs. And that ball is going to hit the inside corner. Yes, I think that's close enough, and he's been calling that corner, that inside corner, pretty well. So that is a call, strike one. 0-1. Nice pitch by Medina. 0-1. A runner on third, but 2 outs. Arnold gets a piece of that one, fouls that straight back over our heads for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Arnold very anxious to hit. She actually, she made it.
Reached on an error and got to second.
She reached on an error, and it was an error on the second baseman, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I just had a little sloppy note on there. I couldn't read my own bookkeeping there. So Arnold, second plate appearance, right-handed batter, 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Oh, and Medina was going to throw a changeup, and it got hung up in her hand just a little bit. And, that just happens sometimes. She was going to throw an 0-2 changeup to see if she could get Arnold to chase, to kind of swat at that one, and it was just too high. So ball 1, 1-2 the count on Arnold. 2 outs, 1 runner on. There's a bouncer to Cantu. And Cantu has to, but she bobbles it a little, but she knew that ball really was taking time to get to her, and I think she was worried. She rushed the throw, and the throw went wide, but no harm as Arnold stays on first, but she does hit Herrera in. So that is going to be an error on the throw. An E6.
Yeah, it will be an E6. No
and
RBI on the
that's right.
play.
And Arnold reaches first. And Herrera scores. So that's now we're at 6-3. Hobbs leading. So 2 outs. Hobbs just needs to concentrate on getting the third out. And Mackenzie Vela, your left fielder, up to the plate. She hits the first one she sees and is way in front of that for strike 1. She fouls it out of play off to the left. So 0-1 is the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on. And there's a little chopper over to third base. Harrison picks it up, throws to Garcia. Nice throw. She didn't rush herself, took the time, and third out. So we are going to go to the bottom of the third inning as 2 runs scored on 1-2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. We'll be back with more Lady Eagle softball. It's 6-3 your score. Hobbs leads, and we'll have it for you. Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Switch to TDS. Pair fast internet with strong Wi-Fi for the ultimate online experience. Choose from speeds starting at 300 meg all the way up to 1 gig. Plus, blanket every corner of your home with TDS Wi-Fi Plus. Trust TDS to provide you with the best services at the best prices. Just ask our customers who are voting us best internet provider in many of the communities we serve. Visit hellotds.com to learn more. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, along with TJ Miracle. And in the top of the third inning, Volcano Vista scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, 1 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. Hobbs Lady Eagles coming up to bat. And they do so with a 6-3 lead. They really want to put some more runs on the board. This Volcano Vista team, you just feel not comfortable because they're able to put runs on the board pretty easily and quickly. And Hobbs would like to pad that lead by more than just 3 runs. First batter up is Cameron Harrison, your left fielder. She flew out to the right fielder her first time up. Second plate appearance, and she hits at the first pitch she sees, fouls it off out of play to the right. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Second pitch is in the dirt. I say dirt. This is a
all turf.
Yeah, it's an
like
alternate turf.
It's like the mound in the ring. It's all
alternate turf field. So it just is it hits the ground before it hits the plate. So 1-1 is the count. 1-1 the count. And that's going to be a hit. Out. Oh, it's not a hit. Wow. Arnold, second baseman, reaches up. She actually throws her not just jumps, she kind of leaps and throws her body into the air and throws her glove up and manages to snag that one. Credit where credit's due. That was an awesome catch, and it robs Harrison of getting on base. That had single written all over it, but instead it's a fly out to the second baseman for the first out. That brings up number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, your catcher, to the plate. So 1 out now. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch in is going to be outside for ball 1. Batting from the left side. 1-0 the count on Rodriguez. She had a solo homer her first time up. And a big swing for the fence there, and she cut under that pitch. Really just not watching it. Kind of wanted it more than she watched it. And it was a fast ball by Herrera and a riser, actually, a high pitch. And this one is down, and that looks like it's out of there. It's out of here. It's gone. This one over the right field fence, a line drive shot that I really thought would stay inside and that Taff out in right field might have a chance at getting. But her second solo homer of the game for Rodriguez. Wow.
Well, pretty impressive considering she caught that down around the hands and just on the follow-through just managed to muscle it out there to right. So, hey, I'm sure her hands are still ringing, but that one got out of here over towards the JV park.
Certainly did. And just right between right and center, just right over the fence. Again, it was a line drive shot. It was not one of those high lofting hits, but a line driver.
And the wind's blowing in, too.
Yeah,
slightly,
it was fighting that wind. It had a lot of power and a lot of muscle behind it. Number 5, Kylie Ralston, your center fielder, up to the plate. Still 1 out, nobody on. She cuts at the first one she sees. It's going to be fouled off to the left out of play for strike 1. Still 1 out, nobody on. 0-1 the count. As Ralston grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. She's 0 for 1. She's a left-handed batter. And that is going to be outside for ball 1, so that'll even up the count. 1-1. Yes, 1-1. So a beautiful 2 back-to-back solo homers. You know, that's a very special moment when you consider you're in a very important game, and there's a swing and a foul well out of play. Long foul ball off to the left again. It's going to be a strike, 1-2. So when you're in a play-in game, this is a playoffs, but it kind of is a play-in game to the tournament, then those are kind of performances, game performances, are not only important, but they're great memories as a player and as a coach and as a team. And there's a swing and there was a foul tip. She got just enough of that, just a piece of that to stay alive at the bat. So 1-2, the count remains on Ralston, your center fielder. Ralston has had a very good season. Very capable center fielder, made some memorable catches out there. Good plays, got a good arm. That is going to be high level as Herrera brought the heat, but that riser is a pitch of hers that I think she throws, hoping that she will get batters to chase and swat at it. Rodriguez did before she parked one. Ralston. And she hits a line drive out in the neighborhood of where Rodriguez put it over the fence, but this one is going to drop in and roll to the fence and be a stand-up double for Ralston. So Hobbs keeps the bat smoking, and Ralston in scoring position now with that double, and brings up number 10, Candace Harrison, your third baseman, to the plate. She hit a single and scored for Hobbs her first time up. She's 1 for 1, second plate appearance. And we've got a 4-run lead by Hobbs, 7-4. Hobbs is batting bottom of the third. 1 out, 1 on. Harrison to the plate, swing and a miss, as that was a breaking ball outside corner as Herrera. A little frustration showing on the mound, I think. She brought a little heat, a little frustration, threw a strike. Harrison getting set in the box. 1 out, 1 on, scoring position on second base. And that is going to be high and outside for ball 1. So that evens up the count, 1-1. The stands pretty full on the Hobbs side. A lot of appreciative fans. And the Hobbs girls making some noise in the dugout. Beautiful breezy afternoon here. And that's going to be high and outside, as it looked like Herrera was going to take a little speed off of that when it hung up in her hand just a little bit. A lot of times to take speed off, you put the ball a little deeper into your hand, and sometimes it kind of messes up with your release, your timing just a bit, sticks in your hand. So ball 2. And she hits it. This one's going to be a high fly ball out of play to the right, although Arnold was going to give it a good chase from first base. So count is even now, 2-2. 2-2. Just the 1 out, 1 runner on. That is Ralston out on second base after her stand-up double. And her double came after a solo homer by Rodriguez, the catcher. Now Harrison at the plate. Harrison is bats in the 9th spot, but a capable batter. Hobbs would like to put some more runs on the board. 7-4. They lead by 4. That is low for ball 3. So full count now on Harrison. After Harrison, on deck is Boyle, and Young is in the hole. Top of the lineup coming back up for Hobbs. Hobbs would like to keep this going. Just 1 out. Volcano Vista trying to play catch-up. And that is going to be a call, strike 3, oh yes, as Herrera brought the heat and threw that breaking ball over the outside corner, and Harrison got caught looking for a strikeout. So that is out number 2, brings top of the order up. It is Boyle. She had back-to-back singles so far at the plate, 2 for 2. Hobbs would like to go ahead and keep this at-bat going, kind of pad their lead. First pitch is in. And it is going to be a ball. So 1-0 the count on Boyle. 2 outs now. Hobbs in the lead. The momentum in their corner, on their side. And that is going to be a strike. Call strike on the outside corner. As yes, this ump has been calling that outside corner and the inside corner for that matter. He's a little more consistent on the inside, I think, but that is high and outside for ball number 2. So 2-1 your count now. So Boyle with a good eye. She worked a full count before she hit her single the first time up. Had only a couple of pitches before she hit her single second time up. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. So missing the plate.
Johnson trying to frame it up, and the ump going, no, he just kind of shook his head.
3-1 the count now. And Young on deck, Cantu in the hole for Hobbs. A swing and a high foul ball. Chasing it is Vela. Can't get there in time as it lands just a couple of feet from the fence on that left side in foul territory. It just becomes a long strike 2. So the count full now on Boyle. 2 outs, 1 on. Ralston out on second base in scoring position for Hobbs. Ump calling for fresh balls, as we've had a lot of foul balls and out of play in this game so far. Bottom of the third inning here. And that is going to be low and outside for ball 4, so Boyle works the walk. And now runners on first and second. And that is going to bring up number 8, Carissa Young, your second baseman, to the plate. She struck out her last time up, popped out to the shortstop her first time up. She's 0 for 2 and due with runners on first and second, 2 outs. And the first pitch is going to be outside for ball number 1. Young, a left-handed batter and player. So 1-0 the count on Young. Hobbs girls making some noise in the dugout. They want a 2-out rally here. And a straightaway hit out to center field. Drifting under it is Saladin. She has to move over to her right and on the run catch that, but she hangs on to it. So Young gave it a ride and quite a try, but a fly out to center field ends the at-bat for Hobbs. But not before they managed to put a run across on a solo homer. So 1 run on 2 hits. Nope, the 1 hit. Yep, 2 hits. Yep, solo homer and the double by Ralston. So 1 run on 2 hits, and there were no errors and 2 left on base. So we're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. Hobbs leading this one 7-3. Back with more Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs would like to remind you to make Thriftway and La Tienda your #1 stop for all your grocery specials. Find great specials and deals on all your favorite grocery items, from meat to garden fresh produce. Be sure to check out their private label canned goods. For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Thriftway and La Tienda, both proud supporters of Lee County Athletics.
And welcome back to Lady Eagles softball in Hobbs, Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com, where you're watching and listening to this one. And we go, there is a ground ball, a hot one to Cantu. She has trouble just knocking that one down, as that was a very hard hit ball by number 7, Michaela Marujo, the first baseman on the bottom of the order, up first for the Volcano Vista girls, as that becomes an infield single, as it was a hard hit grounder. Cantu knocked it down, but there was no time and no way for a play. Marujo on first with no outs. Top of the order as Saladin is up. She is 0 for 2. She hit a line drive to the shortstop and popped out to the third baseman. She's a left-handed batter, shows bunt. Coming in on it is Harrison, makes a great throw over to Garcia. Beautiful throw, and that was a very nice bunt, as Harrison had to come in almost to the plate to be able to get that, but she was on it. As soon as she saw bunt, then she was on it, and that was well played. Garcia hanging on to a bullet of a throw for the first out. So runner on second. It does move Marujo over to second base.
So it's a sack bunt for Saladin.
A sack bunt, as that brings up number 8, Kylie Taft, the right fielder, up to the plate, and she hits a soft one. It's going to go over to Cantu. She moves over a couple of steps to her left to be able to hang on to that one, catch that one. Will pop out to the shortstop for out number 2. So still got that runner on second. Marujo in scoring position for Volcano Vista, but now the 2 outs quickly for Hobbs. So quickly I hadn't had time to put them on the scorebook yet, but now it's there. 7-3, by the way, is your score. Hobbs is leading by 4 here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 outs, 1 on. Armijo, the shortstop, up to the plate. She had a solo homer her last time up. She struck out her first time. She's 1 for 2. So 2 outs, 1 runner on at second base. Top of the fourth, 7-3, a 4-run lead by Hobbs. And Hobbs just needing to concentrate on getting this third out. And there's a hot grounder to Cantu. She's going to throw to Garcia. Nice throw. Garcia makes the stretch and hangs on to it. 6-3 in the books for the third out. 4 up, 3 down with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hobbs leading 7-3. More Lady Eagles softball coming up on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. In the top of the 4th inning, Volcano Vista had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hobbs coming up to bat. And with a 4-run lead, it is 7-3. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. And you're watching and listening on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. The shadow's starting to lengthen. It's partly cloudy, a little breezy here in Hobbs on this Friday afternoon. A good one for this game. It's a 1 and done. The winner moves on to Albuquerque. The loser's season is done, and Hobbs is in the lead right now. They come up to bat. Cameron Cantu, the shortstop, up first, and the first pitch is going to be a call. Strike 1 in the outside corner, as that has been called all game long for both pitchers. 0-1 the count. Herrera on the mound for Volcano Vista. Johnson behind the plate. That's your battery. There have been no fielding or batting changes for Volcano Vista in this game so far. And the first one was so successful, she threw one just like it. And again, Cantu looking at that one. Cantu has had a strikeout and a walk and got stranded on base her last time up. So really she's 0 for 1. 0 for 1 on the day. And would like to get on and protecting the plate, swinging at that one. It was, again, a breaking ball in the outside corner. Caught a piece of it to stay alive, but the count 0-2 still. So first batter up for Hobbs. It is, Carissa Garcia on deck in the hole. The heart of Hobbs' order, 3, 4, and 5. Cantu, a capable hitter. She's just having an off day so far, but it just takes, I was going to say, it takes one pitch to change that, but the pitch that came in was a swinging strike 3, so a strikeout and a 1 out. Some days, some days you've got the pitcher's number, and some days they have yours.
Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug,
exactly.
As the old song goes.
It's a bit of a bug day at the bat, but Cantu's having a fantastic game in the field.
Yes, she is.
And Carissa Garcia at the plate now for Hobbs, first baseman, and that first pitch is going to come in outside. Although Johnson tried to frame it up for the ump, it was low and outside for ball number 1, as Garcia had a single and got stranded her last time at the bat, walked and scored a run her first time at bat. 1-0 the count, 1 out, nobody on. That pitch comes in outside for ball 2. So 2-0 now the count, 2-0 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th, Hobbs leads 7-3. They really need to put some more insurance runs on the board. Volcano, and there's a hit. A base hit's going to fall out and bounce to the fence between center and right field. And Taft goes and gets it, throws it into second base. So Garcia will have a single and be on base. So
she singled pretty much in the same place the last time she was up.
So 1 out, 1 on. Edith Chavez, your right fielder, up to the plate. She had a 3-run homer her first time at the plate, and then had a long fly ball out to right field her second time up. She's a long ball hitter capable of letting loose, and that ball is going to be a little low and outside for ball 1 as Herrera trying to hit that corner. In fact, she acted like she really thought that one might have been a strike, but I think that was a little outside. I think the ump got that one right. 1-0 the count, 1 on. Ooh, and that one looked like it just she just turned her hand just a little bit and kind of rolled out a little early, kind of twisted her hand and got out of control. 2-0 the count now with Garcia on first, 1 out. Chavez, looks at that one, and it just missed the outside corner again. So 3 straight balls. 3-0 the count. You got to think that the take sign is on, but Hobbs is a team of hitters. It wouldn't surprise me if their orders are, if you see one that you can safely
get one
hit,
you can drive,
then
take
do
it.
And she does, as that's going to go right into the glove of Arnold, though, at second base. She moves over a few steps to her right to grab that and then throws over to first, trying to get Garcia off base, but Garcia gets in safely. So it becomes simply a pop or a fly out to second base for the second out and brings up number 7, Cameron Harrison, your third baseman, up to the plate. She's 0 for 2, a fly out to right field, a fly out to the second baseman. She's a right-handed batter. And she tees off on the first one and hits a hot grounder. Murillo, though, stops it and steps on first. So that is the third out as a player in position 3, unassisted. And Hobbs goes 4 up, 3 down with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. Hobbs still in the lead 7-3. We'll be back with more Lady Eagle softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. BR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
Welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we've got a good game going in that it's a 4-run difference in this game. And although it hasn't been really close, and except for the first 2 innings, still, Volcano Vista is the kind of team where you don't feel comfortable until the last out of the game. And Hobbs is leading this one 7-4, but top of the 5th inning, and coming up to the plate is the heart of the order for Volcano Vista. It is number 11, J.C. Johnson, the catcher, up first, and the first pitch is in, and it is a ball. 1-0 the count. As Volcano Vista making some noise in the dugout, trying to get the energy up. They are running behind and out of time, and they know it. So they're running out of time.
The Volcano Vista fans not liking that call.
No, that's that ball was a little high, a little outside, but the ump felt like it was in the zone, on the edge in both cases, on the edge of at the letters and on the corner. So it becomes strike 1, 1-1 is the count now, and that is going to be high. It's over the plate, but high for ball number 2. So 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count now on Johnson. Johnson grounded out to the shortstop and hit an RBI double and then got stranded her first time up. She's 1 for 2. And that is going to be a choppy grounder that Candace Harrison knocks down and then makes a bull of a throw, pulls Garcia off the bag just a little bit initially, but she stretches and keeps contact for the first out. So Johnson, she really had to just get that ball on the bounce on the backhand of her glove and then make a fantastic throw. So a great play. 5-3 for out number 1, brings up number 10, Dana Herrera, the pitcher, to the plate. She had a double and scored her last time up. Had a fly out to the center fielder her first time. She's 1 for 2. Third plate appearance. And that's going to come in and hit. It hits her.
Hit her.
It just barely grazed her knee, I think. It was an inside pitch, and Herrera is hit by pitch. Although I will say that she stands very close to the plate with her left leg really right on the line and her left knee almost over the plate. So it kind of not surprising that an inside pitch would clip her. But she's on, brings up number 18, Keegan Whiteman, third baseman, to the plate. And the first pitch is going to be outside for ball number 1. So let me adjust my score bug. 1-0 the count. 1 out, 1 on. And that pitch is going to be a little inside for ball number 1. And that pitch was right about in the same place as the pitch that Herrera. The difference is that Whiteman does not stand so close to the plate and does not have a knee right in the path of the ball. And that, she laces that, a line drive, a hot one between Cantu and Harrison, second and third, goes out to Cameron Harrison, who plays that well, stops it in left field, throws in. So Whiteman is on with a single, and that is going to move Herrera to second, Whiteman on first. So 1 out, 2 on. Here we are, top of the 5th inning. Hobbs does not want to let Volcano Vista get one of those breakout score fest innings. 6 Arnold, your second baseman, up at the plate. She reached on an error both times, actually. An error short the last time, an error on second base the first time. So she's 0 for 2.
And right now, Volcano Vista, and this started really last inning, I'm going to call it select aggression. If they see something over the plate, I think they've been given the green light, and they've been told, you've seen everything Medina's got, just start swinging if you think you can handle it.
And that is going to be inside for ball 1. So, 2, that is ball 2. So 2-0 on Arnold. 2-0. 2-0, 2 on, runners on first and second with 1 out. And Hobbs just needs to keep their composure and their cool. There's 1 out. All they need to do is work the outs one at a time. That is a grounder, a hot one from Candace Harrison. And she feels that, reaches and taps third base to get the lead runner, and then tries for the double, but not quite in time, although that was close. So Harrison fielding that just about as well as could be. So Arnold is on a fielder's choice on first. Herrera is out at the force on third, and Whiteman is on second. So runners at first and second, 2 outs. 2 on, and Medina throws a changeup. And, that's a good decision sometimes, depending on who your batter is and what their hitting history is. Sometimes a changeup, your first time, catches them way out in front, just like Vela for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count. And now that pitch comes in, and it is going to be a ball. So 1-1, high and high. Yep, high and high for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. So runners at first and second, 2 outs. Hobbs needs to concentrate, get the third out, and strike number 2 as Medina, an off-speed pitch, not a true changeup, but just an off-speed pitch. And Vela, very anxious to try to, get runs across for Volcano Vista. They trail by 4 here, swinging early on that one. Now she's also not as early, makes contact and sends it out of play to the left. The call remains 1-2. The count is still 1-2. And she goes down. A few words with Coach Garcia in the third base coach box. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning, Hobbs leads 7-3 against Volcano Vista. And swing and a miss as Medina throws a bit of a changeup. She recognized just how anxious a hitter that she had in Vela. Vela just really feeling the pressure to try to bring some runs in. So that's a nice strikeout. And Medina pitching smart. Sometimes it's not the speed, it's how smart you're pitching, and that was a well-played inning. 5 up, 3 down with no runs scored as Volcano Vista threatens but comes up empty. We go to the bottom of the 5th with more Lady Eagle softball coming up on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student-athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student-athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs would like to remind you to make Thriftway and La Tienda your #1 stop for all your grocery specials. Find great specials and deals on all your favorite grocery items, from meat to garden fresh produce. Be sure to check out their private label kits for all your grocery specials. Come to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Thriftway and La Tienda, both proud supporters of Lee County Athletics.
Welcome back to Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com, your home for Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, Hobbs Lady Eagles up to the bat. They lead 7-3, and it is the heart of the order. Well, toward the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. Yep, it is the bottom of the order. 7, 8, and 9 up for Hobbs as Rodriguez, the catcher, up to the plate, and the first pitch is in, and it is a strike. So 0-1 the count. Hobbs leading this one 7-3, and that's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-1. Rodriguez, left-handed batter. She's the catcher for Hobbs. On deck is Kylie Ralston, center fielder, and in the hole, Candace Harrison, the third baseman. And swing and foul back out of play over our heads for strike 2. So Rodriguez hit 2 solo homers back-to-back for Hobbs. She's 2 for 2 and is responsible for 2 of those runs on the board for Hobbs, leading 7-3 against Volcano Vista. Battle of the 7th seed versus 10th seed. Hobbs the higher seed with the home game this afternoon. And swing and a miss as Rodriguez protecting the plate, but also kind of chasing one just a little bit. I think that would have been a ball, but a strike. Goes down swinging for a strikeout. Still not bad. 2 solo homers for that.
5th K of the ball game for Herrera.
Yes.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Kylie
And that's a good
Ralston.
point. Thanks, TJ. So first out, strikeout brings up Ralston to the plate. 1 out, and Ralston swings at the first pitch she sees and fouls it out of play over to the left. So 0-1 count. So 1 out, nobody on. Ralston, the number 8 batter for Hobbs. Harrison, third baseman, on deck. And the top of the order, Boyle, in the hole. As Herrera on the mound or in the circle for Volcano Vista, your starting pitcher. And that's going to be a call, strike 2. As Ralston had a stand-up double her last time up. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time. She's 1 for 2. Looking to get on base for Hobbs and hits that one. It was out on the outside corner, and she spoils it off out of play to the left for the count to remain at 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, Hobbs leads 7-3. The winner of this game moves on to Albuquerque next Thursday. Oh, and there's a high one, and Ralston flinched. She thought about chasing and swatting at that one, just like Herrera hoped that she would, but instead left it alone. So the count 1-2. As you mentioned, TJ, Herrera with 5 strikeouts. And that is going to be outside as Johnson tried to frame it up, but convinced the ump it was a strike, but it evens the count 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, Hobbs in the lead by 4, but wanting to pad that really. And that's going to miss outside for ball 3. Counts full on Ralston.
And it's a little strange that Herrera has been working that left side of the plate against everybody, but now all of a sudden against the lefty Ralston, she's gone to the right side. That's something we haven't seen yet, really.
And she's that's going to be a chopper. It's going to find its way through. Arnold will reach it, though. Oh, and despite a great display of splits by Marujo on first, I tell you what, that was turned. Arnold barely got to that, turned around, made a throw, and Marujo did the splits. And it was a good throw, but beating that out was Ralston. Ralston beat her out by about half a step. So good play, good fielding by Volcano Vista, but still a nice little piece of hitting by Ralston puts her on with a single. So Hobbs with a base runner, and Harrison up to the plate. She shows bunt. Beautiful bunt, lays it down. Whiteman comes in on it, throws it over to first, and then they throw over to third. trying to get.
Got her.
And they did. Ralston is thrown out at third, so a double play, not the most conventional you'll ever see, but it works as Hobbs was just working to try to get a runner around and maybe get lucky and advance a runner on a bad throw. Instead, they get caught, and that is outs 2 and 3. And that ends it. So 3 up, 3 down for Hobbs. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So we go to the top of the 6th inning. Hobbs still leading those 7-3. We'll be back with more Lady Eagle softball on Lee County News and Sports, YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Hobbs puts one on, but then the victim of a well-turned double play by Volcano Vista to go 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. In that bottom of the 5th, we go to the top of the 6th, and we go to the bottom of the batting order for Volcano Vista. They trail 7-3. Hobbs leading this one, and Volcano Vista running out of time, and they know it. And there's a baseball that comes in. It's a baseball, probably a foul ball hit from
next door.
It's the JV field that's just to the left of Hobbs. Hobbs varsity baseball is doing the first of their best of three game right now over at the baseball field. And the pitch comes in. It's going to be on the outside corner as Rodriguez frames that up and convinces the ump, yes, that did clip the corner. So 0-1 the count on Marujo. She is the bottom of the order for Volcano Vista. Your first baseman did a nice display of splits out there on first base a couple of plays ago, and this one is going to be low for ball 1. Gets away from Rodriguez, of course, nobody on as Marujo, the leadoff batter for Volcano Vista. 1-1 the count on her. Nobody out, nobody on. And on deck is Saladin, top of the order. Taff in the hole. A high fly ball, get him going out to shallow center field. Ralston runs in on it. The fielder is playing about mid-distance out there. Ralston playing about mid-distance, able to run in on that and catch that for the first out. So a fly out to center field is the first out, brings top of the order up. So 1 out, nobody on. And we're up with Saladin. Shea Saladin, your center fielder for Volcano Vista, up to the plate. She had a bunt sacrifice her last time up, and the first pitch is in, a call, strike 1. Nice pitch. Medina with a little pop in the glove on that one. 0-1 the count on Saladin. Also popped out to the third baseman and line drive out to the shortstop. So she really is, she's 0 for 3. She had that sack bunt rather, her last time up, and that pitch is going to be coming in high and inside for ball 1 as Saladin, left-handed batter. Top of the 6th inning here. And that is going to be a ball low and outside. Is that Medina? It looks like something wasn't right. It kind of left the hand a little late, I think, maybe. May have even hit her hip just a little. Maybe she just took a kind of a wobbly step off the rubber. 2-1 the count, comes back, makes a nice recovery, and it's going to be just a little high. It was just right on the outside corner, though, but just a little high. So the ump did not like that one. So 3-1 is your count. 3-1 the count, and that pitch is going to be high for ball 4. So, and I believe that's only the second walk. Just the first. I was looking at my book, realizing about the same at the time that you said that. I'm realizing no, there are no use for her. So the first walk issued by Medina. She's done a good job on the mound. Just pitching well for her team.
Quick scoring update from next door. Hobbs in the bottom of the fifth, up 5-2 over Las Cruces on the baseball diamond.
So good news, Hobbs. That's a best of 3 series. So they'll play the second game at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning here. And if a third game is necessary, it will follow that second game. And then the winner will move on to the quarterfinals of the state baseball tournament. Baseball is not double elimination. Once it reaches Albuquerque, softball is. Taff, your right fielder, up at the plate. Kylie Taff, 521 batting average. 8 stolen bases, actually 9. I think she stole one in this game. And that first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 out. First walk issued by Medina.
And now
Hobbs had a
important.
little timeout to just kind of rally around her in the circle, just to say, hey, 1 out. Don't worry about it. We got 1 runner on. Just concentrate on the 1 out at a time. That's going to be outside and low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. And Rodriguez had to move over and block that out to keep it from being a pass ball. That certainly would have put Saladin on second. So 2-0 the count on Taff. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 6th, 7-3 is your score. Hobbs leading this one, and that's high for ball 3. So Medina needs to just settle in, settle down, settle in.
Yeah, just worry about throwing strikes. Trust your defense behind you. They've played extremely well. So just throw strikes and trust your defense at this point. You're up by 4. Nothing to worry about just yet.
That is a call, strike 1. Throws the strike when she need to, and a stolen base as the pitch, the Rodriguez throws back to Medina. Medina turns around and fires to second base, not in time, as Saladin with a stolen base sits on second in scoring position. And it is 3-1 your count now. 3-1 the count on Taff, left-handed batter. And she hits a high fly ball into center field. Ralston coming under it, and she catches that. Ralston, a busy lady out in center field with another good catch as it's a good thing she wasn't playing back further. She's playing about where the Hobbs needs to be. The right and the left fielders are playing deeper, but Ralston is playing about middle of the way, midfield out there. And that has proven to be a good spot, as she has run a few steps up on several fly outs now. So 2 outs. And that, a changeup by Medina over the outside corner. Nice pitch as it floats right over. And yes, a call, strike 1. So 2 outs, 1 runner on. 0-1 the count. Armijo, the shortstop, up the plate. Oh, and swing and a miss as Armijo again swinging over it and a little early as Medina, she put a little more speed on that one, brought it over the center of the plate, raised it up a little bit, and ended up getting a strike out of it. 0-2, and this one is swatted over foul as Armijo, protecting the plate, spoils that off to stay alive. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on, second base out there. That Saladin reached on a walk, stole second base. Hobbs in the lead by 4 runs, 7-3. This is not the time to let Volcano Vista get in with more scoring. A ground ball to Harrison. She picks it up, throws it over to Garcia. No sweat. 5-3 for the 3rd out. And Volcano Vista, 4 up, 3 down. They score no runs on no hits, no errors. 1 left on base, and we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hobbs leading 7-3. We'll be back with more Lady Eagle Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. BR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. In that top of the 6th, the Volcano Vista scored no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Now the Lady Eagles up to the plate. It's top of the order for them. 1, 2, and 3, Boyle, Young, Cantu, and they lead this one by 4 runs. They'd like to maybe put some more insurance runs on the board, as Volcano Vista looks like they've just got 1 more at-bat unless they manage to tie it up in the top of the 7th. So bottom of the 6th, and Boyle, who is 2 for 3, 2 singles, scored 2 runs and walked and got stranded. It's her 4th plate appearance, and the first ball is in off the outside corner. Call strike 1. 0-1 the count. Boyle very speedy in addition to being a good batter, good eye. Oh, and that is a line drive off of the glove of Whiteman at third, and the ball, it just hits the end of her glove. That was one of those, you put your glove up there just out of reflex for a hot line drive, and it bounced off of her glove over toward the dugout, and that allows Boyle to get on, as that is a nice single, her 3rd single of the game. As it's nope, you're good. You're good. You have them. I've got 3 bottles of unopened water here in front of me, so we're good. They're lining them up. I must look thirsty, huh? All right. So 1 on, no outs. Carissa Young, the batter, and she cracks at that one, fouls it off way over our heads, and it is now 1-1. Well, so 1-1 is the count. First ball to her was a ball, and 1-1 is the count. 1 on, no outs. She shows bunt, nice bunt. It's going to roll foul though, as it she just didn't quite deaden it enough. It was looking very good for a long time, kind of like a putt in golf that looks really good for a while, and then it tails off. It just kind of tailed off foul.
Well, that was smart for Whiteman, the third baseman.
She let it go.
She saw it spinning and saw it was going to go out and knew she was going to have trouble getting Young, so lets it go foul.
She did. She definitely came in on it to make a play if she needed to, but she let it roll foul. So 2 strikes now, 1-2, and that comes in, and that's going to even count up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's 2-2 now. There you go. And 2-2 the count with no outs, 1 runner on. That is Boyle out on first. And she picks that one up. It's going to be a slow roller to second. Arnold gets it. Oh, and it's Boyle beating it. I mean, it's Young beating it out. Young with a good speed, very good speed. And that was just a slow roller. It took a long time to develop. Arnold made the throw. It was a good throw. Murillo caught it, but Young just beat it out for an infield single.
Yeah, so nice job by Young. Hit it where they ain't, and that's exactly what she did. And really in that place where Herrera can't get to it easily, Arnold can't get to it easily, Murillo can't get to it easily, and so gets the infield single.
That brings up the third, number 3 hitter, Cameron Cantu, to the plate. She hits a grounder over to Armijo, who throws it to third to Whiteman for the force out at third. So that's going to be Boyle out at third for the 3rd out, and that's going to be 6-5 in the scorebook. And that puts Cantu on a fielder's choice, so she's on first. Young moves to second.
And just the first out.
Yep, just the first out.
Oh, I thought you said 3rd out. I was like, wait a minute.
No, just the first
Hold
out.
on. How can, what happened? Did I go to sleep here over?
No, just the first out. So 1 out, 2 on. And Garcia with a first pitch into her. I think this, I'm not sure that it's going to be an intentional walk, but I think Herrera is not going to give Garcia anything to tee off on, although Garcia has had 2 singles and a walk and scored a run in this game. And that is going to be a call, strike 1, a little floater over the outside corner as Garcia let that one go, thinking it was going to be outside. So runners at first and second for Hobbs, 2 on, 1 out. Garcia at the plate. She swings at that one and misses, or actually catches a piece of it, and it goes to the right.
This is the place she wanted to put it, which was out over, around the scoreboard.
Exactly. 1-2 the count on Garcia. Garcia playing first base, seeing a lot of action today. Lots of good catches over there. Good grabs. Assists, you might say. And that is going to be low for ball number 2. 2-2 the count. The runners threaten. No throw, nobody moves. Runners on first and second. That's Young on second, Cantu on first. Reached on that fielder's choice. So 1 out, 2 on, and Garcia, she protecting the plate, but also looking for one that she could swat. And Herrera serves it up high and over the outside corner. Garcia can't get to it to make any piece of it, really. So strikeout is out number 2. Brings up Edith Chavez, a dangerous hitter, right fielder for Hobbs, a very good fielder with a good arm out there in right field for Hobbs. Had a 3-run homer her first time up at the plate, a fly out her second and third times up. She's 1 for 3. 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch is going to be a call, strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 on Chavez, 2 outs now. Hobbs still leads this one 7-3. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chavez bats number 5 for Hobbs, and she hits that one out of play to the right, so a foul becomes strike 2. 0-2 the count now. 2 outs, 2 on. Hobbs leads 7-3. They'd like to increase that and pad that lead just a bit, just for insurance. So Volcano Vista will have their last at bat unless they can put 4 runs and tie it. And that's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-2 now the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 6th. But our wind has died down completely at the moment. Notice the flag's completely limp out there in left center field. And a swing and a miss is a strikeout, and that's going to be the actually 7th strikeout for Herrera and end Hobbs at bat. They threaten, but no runs across. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and Volcano Vista trailing by 4 has got some work to do. Hobbs Lady Eagles softball back for more on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Switch to TDS. Pair fast internet with strong Wi-Fi for the ultimate online experience. Choose from speeds starting at 300 meg all the way up to 1 gig. Plus, blanket every corner of your home with TDS Wi-Fi Plus. Trust TDS to provide you with the best services at the best prices. Just ask our customers who are voting us best internet provider in many of the communities we serve. Visit hellotds.com to learn more. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the 6th inning, or the bottom of the 6th inning rather, Hobbs.
Now batting, Dana Herrera.
Hobbs had no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Top of the 7th, now do or die time for Volcano Vista. They trail by 4, and hitters number 4, 5, and 6 in their lineup due up. Number 11, J.C. Johnson, the catcher, up first, and the first pitch is in. It's a ball, so 1-0 on Johnson. As Coach Garcia wants to have a word with her. He's the head coach for these Volcano Vista ladies. They know they're down to their last at-bat unless they can put 4 on to tie it or 5 to win it.
Well, and I think that what Coach Garcia was telling her is Medina's been having a little trouble finding the strike zone in the last inning plus. So I think he's telling her, make her throw you something you can handle.
Now, Medina walked her first batter in that last at-bat in that top of the 6th inning. And this pitch comes in. It's going to be a strike. So 1-1 the count. Medina may have thought the same thing that you and I are thinking and thought, okay, I'll prove it. I've still got a lot of strikes in me. And that one comes in right at the letters and over the plate. And Johnson swats at that, catches a piece of it for strike 2. So 1-2 the count here on Johnson. Leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th inning. Hobbs leads this one 7-3. They lead by 4 runs, and they are very close to the win and moving on to the state tournament in Albuquerque, probably so close that they can taste it. And I'm sure the temptation right now when you're this close in an important game is to just not think about that, settle in, play these outs one at a time, and get through the end of this game. There's a base hit as a Smoker is going to go between second and short, but Cameron Harrison in left field comes in on it, makes the stop and the good throw, and is going to hold Johnson on first with a single. So a leadoff single by Johnson, the catcher, puts her on, and there's going to be a courtesy runner for her. And let's see, what number is that? Number 9? That's going to be
9.
Lola Tanner. Lola Tanner comes out to courtesy run for Johnson, the catcher. So Tanner on first. Number 10, Dana Herrera, the pitcher, up to the plate.
And Herrera very dangerous. She got hit by the pitch last time because she stands right on top of the plate, but she had a pretty good double out to the wall and left back in the third, so she can definitely be dangerous at the bat.
She is a hitting pitcher. Volcano Vista does not use a designated player, and there is a long hit ball well out to center field. Ralston under, though, just in front of the fence. He catches that. Ralston had drifted back a few steps, and she had to go back a couple of more steps right in front of the wall. So a long fly ball as Herrera gives it a ride, but flies out to center field for the first out, and the runner stays right where she is on first base. So a good catch and a good throw as they were respecting Ralston's arm out there. One out, Whiteman up to the plate, the third baseman. And that ball is going to roll in, and a throw to Rodriguez down to first. But Johnson, or actually that's Lola Tanner, scrambles back safely on the throw. And that was a ball on Whiteman. So 1-0 the count, 1 out. She swings at that long fly ball, high fly, when Chavez coming under. Ralston coming, though, from center, and grabs it right in front of Chavez as Ralston had to come over, but
almost a meeting of the minds
it
right
was.
there. Really, that should have probably been Chavez's ball, but
yeah.
Center fielder gets
I think
really has priority on. They can call whatever they want.
That's normally how things happen, and if that's the case in the outfield, then yes, the center fielder has the right to call the balls. And in that case, Ralston needed to be really, really sure that she could catch it and hang on to it, and she does. So even though it was in right field, it's a fly out to position 8 for the second. So that's 2 fly balls in a row caught by Ralston. And that brings up number 6 Arnold, your second baseman, up to the plate. So 1 out, and the count is 0-1 as Arnold fouled that one out of play off to the left. So 0-1 the count, 1 on, 1 out, 2 outs, 1 on, 0-1 count on Arnold. Vela is on deck, and a swing and a line drive shot out to left field. Cameron Harrison just kind of has to wiggle, doesn't really make a step at all, and just comes up on it and catches that line drive. Solid shot out to the left field. So a fly out, and that is the ball game. That ends it. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and on 1 hit, that is, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And ladies and gentlemen, the Hobbs Lady Eagles are going on to the state tournament. 7-3, your final score against Volcano Vista here. And we'll be back to wrap this one up as Hobbs ladies celebrating a win over Volcano Vista. We'll be back with more Lady Eagles softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs would like to remind you to make Thriftway and La Tienda your #1 stop for all your grocery specials. Find great specials and deals on all your favorite grocery items, from meat to garden fresh produce. Be sure to check out their private label canned goods. For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marland, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Thriftway and La Tienda, both proud supporters of Lee County athletics.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. you should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Rental wants to wish Lee County student athletes the best of luck as they take on challenges and experience success. The team of Hobbs Rental wants you to know that teamwork is everything. Hobbs Rental provides complete valve service, relief valve, vent valve, and thief hatch maintenance. BR certified and ISN approved. When you need the job done right the first time, call Hobbs Rental at 393-3085. Go Eagles!
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Switch to TDS. Pair fast internet with strong Wi-Fi for the ultimate online experience. Choose from speeds starting at 300 meg all the way up to 1 gig. Plus, blanket every corner of your home with TDS Wi-Fi Plus. Trust TDS to provide you with the best services at the best prices. Just ask our customers who are voting us best internet provider in many of the communities we serve. Visit hellotds.com to learn more. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And welcome back to the wrap-up of this one on Lee County News and Sports YouTube at HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. Congratulations to the Hobbs Lady Eagles. They punched their ticket to Albuquerque with a one-and-done play-in victory, 7-3 over Volcano Vista. And here's how they do it. On 7 runs for Hobbs on 11 hits, 7 left on base. They commit 2 errors, and the winning pitcher is going to be Medina. She had 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and I believe 1 hit by pitch. And there were 3 runs scored by Volcano Vista on 9 hits, 10 left on base, no errors committed. And hitting-wise for Hobbs, Boyle had 3 singles, Young had a single, Garcia had 2 singles, Chavez had a 3-run home run, Rodriguez had 2 solo home runs, Ralston had a single, and Harrison had a single. That was the hitting for Hobbs. Winning, the losing pitcher was Herrera with 7 strikeouts, no walks. But she does take the loss in this one, 7-3, the final score. Your hitters for Volcano Vista: Taft with a single, Armijo with a home run, Johnson with a double and a single, Herrera with a double, Whiteman with a single, and Marujo with 2 singles. But your score is 7-3, your final, as actually, Volcano Vista hitting pretty well today. They just didn't get timely hitting, and they left too many on base. So 7 runs on the, or 11, 3 runs on the 9 hits and 10 left on base for them. Kind of tells the tale, as they got capable pitching from Herrera and decent fielding, because they didn't have any errors at all. And Hobbs actually ended up having a couple of errors. Luckily, they weren't costly enough to make the difference in this ball game. But Hobbs just had the runs, they had the hits, and they had the runs in when it counted. They had more home runs, and that really was the difference in this one, TJ.
Well, it certainly was, and Hobbs doing a very nice job now. They've just got to take a deep breath and head up to Albuquerque in 6 days to take on Centennial. I'm pretty sure it'll be Centennial. 11 o'clock from Cleveland High School on not one of the nice fields, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to complain about that until the end of time, those fields, but that's okay. But, that'll be 11 o'clock on Thursday morning.
Yeah, so Thursday morning, 11 o'clock, that will be Hobbs versus either Centennial or Cibola. Centennial's the number 2 seeded team in the state. Cibola is 15th seed on that one. That's why we say we think it will be Centennial, but that's why you have the play-in game. Anything can happen, especially with a one-and-done game. But we feel like it'll be Centennial, maybe Centennial Hobbs. And, of course, it's double elimination at that point. Is assured of at least 2 games, because even if they were to lose either the first game or any game, they will have a second chance at that, coming back up through the losers bracket to be in the championship. So Hobbs is certainly capable. They are seeded 7th in this tournament. They just defeated the 10th seed Volcano Vista, who came to play. They definitely gave him a pretty good game, and Hobbs it went 7 innings, and Hobbs had to definitely bring their best, and they did today. They had solid fielding, good offense, and that's the kind of play that they're going to need, that sharp play with all cylinders firing and everybody doing as well as they can. That's what they have to take on the road with them next to face probably Centennial next Thursday in Cleveland. Of course, that's as you said, that is a 4. It's a clover leaf. There are four fields there. Only one of them is as nice as this field here that Hobbs plays on. Right. So we'll be there, though. We will have the games for you, and those games will actually be on the air.
Matter of fact, we we are trying to work out a deal to video stream ones that the NMAA's provider is not video streaming. I will be perfectly honest. I am not confident that they will let us video stream. The only field that will be set up with video, my understanding, is Field 1, even though we will not be on Field 1, that they will not video stream, allow anybody else to video stream. Just a quick note, after talking to Dusty Young at the NMAA, and I know from the basketball tournament, and softball parents, this applies to you more so than I think any other sport, they are not going to let you put your phones and your tablets and things on the screen. Matter of fact, they will confiscate them because they are very serious about the video rights to these games. So they will also be monitoring your cell phone usage. They will not allow any of that up there. So
don't try to live stream that or Facebook stream it or anything like that, and they will not allow you to put that in the backstop, in the behind the home plate, as you see a lot to do, put up those cameras, their phones or other devices up there. So can't do that. But we will be there, and we will have the game for you on the air, on the radio, and we will let you know a little closer to time, where you'll be able to listen for, and if you'll be able, you'll be able to hear them at the very least, but if you'll be able to see them at all, we'll let you know a little sooner, and that will all be posted on Facebook, either the day of the games or the day before, to let you plan accordingly. So congratulations again to Coach Dean Crossland and all of the Hobbs Lady Eagles on their victory today, 7-3 over Volcano Vista, and they will be in the state tournament in Albuquerque, actually in Rio Rancho at Cleveland High School next Thursday at 11 a.m. and we'll be there right here, and we will just say goodbye for now. Thank you, TJ Miracle.
Well, thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Enjoyable, and we get to do it again tomorrow in Lovington.
That's right. So until we are back on the air with more games, and by the way, I don't know that we have a final for the baseball game for the Hobbs boys, do we?
I have not gotten one yet.
The Hobbs boys are playing in the field right behind us in their first of best-of-3 series.
5-2, top 7.
All right, top the 7th, and they're playing against
Las Cruces
High. So you'll just need to listen up. We'll have the final on that game and on that series on Monday Morning Sports on all the Noir Mark stations. I'm Dawn Morgan signing off from Hobbs Lady Eagles Softball on Lee County News and Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Thanks to our sponsors, and thank you for watching and listening.